So season 3 of Invincible is over, and oh my god, it was incredible. I think the general consensus is that this was the best of the series so far, and it's pretty clear to see why. Everything from the animation to the writing has gotten a much needed overhaul. And besides like one bad review by IGN, like literally what were they thinking? Everyone has loved this season and the show. Now, in the show there are tons of unique characters that the public has grown attached to over the past 3 seasons. RIP Rexplode, Fly High King. However, I'd only like to focus on one batch of these characters, the Invincible variants. Each of them are so different, and I loved seeing them all on the big screen back on episode 7. Now, there comes the question of which one is the best. This is a personal ranking, so I'm definitely going to be very biased in this video, so be prepared for that. Now, without any further ado, let's get into this video. Right, Invincible. Okay. Don't flame me for this. The only reason I have him so high is because the drip is fire, bro. And you can't hate me for that. No, this doesn't fix the fact that this guy probably says all of the slurs. In fact, I think he makes some too. But at the end of the day, it's my list. And you're stuck watching the video, so... Mohawk Mark. This is almost what I imagined Season 1 Rexplode with a god complex would be like. Every scene this dude is in, all he does is just insult people and tear shit up. His confidence and overall cocky nature makes him one of the most memorable versions of Invincible on this list. Omnimark. Okay, now we're getting into some really good ones on this list. Omnimark comes from a world where Mark was born with Viltrumite powers right from the get-go, and was trained by Nolan. Actually, he would become strong enough to help with the Empire. While this is just pure speculation, it's widely believed that Omnimark worshipped Omni-Man, almost like a god to him. Eventually, he would end up killing Omni-Man. And while this might not be true, I like to think that his suit is actually what remained of his father's suit right after their fight. Just a cool little Easter egg that I thought of. Veil Invincible. Now, this Mark was putting in work back on episode 7. Him and Omnimark were literally comboing the shit out of Mark and Eve. It's honestly crazy to me that they added Omni-Man to Mortal Kombat instead of Invincible. I mean, they already got all the alternate skins right here in this episode. But anyways, this Mark had much more of a standoffish attitude and a fighting style much more equipped to someone like the Hulk. You know, with him literally smashing the ground out from under his opponents. I really enjoyed seeing this variant on screen, and I can only imagine what kind of interaction this Mark had with his version of Rexplode. They must have had some fire insults being thrown back and forth against each other before, you know, he probably killed him to fulfill the goals of the Viltrumite army. Sinister Mark. Okay, I think we all knew this was coming. Sinister Mark just has a certain amount of aura to him that just makes him so different from the rest. Like back in Season 2, the first time we saw him, he was literally killing Angstrom's son. That's a way to make an impact, and a lasting one, on your audience. Not only this, but in the comics, the dude was an absolute menace. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything, because I want you show watchers to have stuff to look forward to. But, trust me, these next couple of seasons are going to get wild. Honorable mentions. Now, let's start off with one of my favorites that didn't make the list, but I still think has a very special place in my heart. Viltrum Mark. Now, the reason he's so special to me is because he squared up to Spawn. He squared up with Spawn, at least in the comics, and he managed to come out on top, which is insane. Spawn is literally one of my favorite characters of all time, and the fact that this variant of Mark Grayson was able to go toe-to-toe with him is just insane, and I wish we would have gotten to see this fight happen on the big screen. Next, we got Full Mask Invincible, also known as Phantom Mark or Dark Invincible. I like this one because he mainly shows a bit of humanity compared to the others, kind of like No Mask Mark. But also he's in that super dope shot of all the variants looking over the destruction they caused. His suit is fire, And while there are better versions of Mark in the episode, I like this one a lot. Alright, so that's my top 5. The show is definitely one of my favorites right now. Probably I'd even have it higher than Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. This is all just my opinion, and I appreciate you for sticking around. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.